Good morning, pregame crew. It is Thursday, July 29th. We will begin officially in 7 minutes. We have GDP and jobless claims are in 7 minutes, so I'm jumping on just a little bit early. I'm Chart Gal Lori. I will get started officially in 7 minutes. Audio visual check, please. Thanks, Chuck. Hey, Rob. Hey, Bill. Hey, Jorge, Brian, Judd, Tamazon. I appreciate you, Judd. Thank you for being here and modding. Hey, Brian, I have to ask, are you related to Chancellor Emmert from LSU? He was the chancellor right after I graduated from LSU. Hey, Bobby. Hey, Henry, thanks for modding. Recognize some of your names from our Saturday session, which I still haven't figured out how to upload to Vimeo because I'm technically challenged. Hey, Darth Star. Darth Star, do I know you? Personally. Just curious. All right, GDP and jobless claims in 5 minutes. Just a random guy. Hey, Veronica. No problem, John. It's what I love to do. Hey, Prashil. Well, now you're my new favorite person in the room. Just kidding. Everybody's my favorite, but go Tigers. I graduated from LSU in business. Hey, Jonas and Sid. Hey, CK. Thanks, y'all. I appreciate the offer. Thank you. And I recognize that people who watch this video later in the evening, you're like, what is she talking about? Because maybe you're not watching chat as you're watching my video. So I apologize. I try to repeat the question or comment just to give you context. If you're interested in my chart setup, you can take a screenshot. The yellow and purple are the simple 50 and 200 moving average. Green and red are 8 and 21 EMA. The yellow candles are just inside bars. I paint them yellow so they kind of jump out at me. I'm going to delete that. My RSI is the CM Ultimate RSI multi-time frame. The red denotes overbought. The green denotes oversold. And then I use the TTM Squeeze Thinkorswim default. I'm going to leave this up here because this is new. This is new. I toggle this on and off. Once I get in a trade, I toggle this on. So you can use Heiken Ashy candles for smoothing and trend trading once you get in a trade. I call it my trade keeper. Or you can use this EMA cross, and it is by Domenico Saletti is the guy. So I will turn this on while we're waiting for the data just so you can see what it does. So I'm a real visual person. And you can see on the 15 minute, it gives you a long signal when the 8 and 21. And if you're a 12 and 26er, you can change it. The inputs, you can do 12 and 26, 8 and 21, whatever your heart's desire. And once it turns green, you can just stay in the trade as long as it's green. It's my trade keeper, and it keeps it simple for my brain. Anything that will help me flex my discipline and conviction muscle, and I have found that this helps. So I have been very hesitant to show y'all any new indicators because one of my first things that I teach to newer traders is get rid of a lot of your indicators. It gets way too busy. But this is something I toggle on, so I hit here and I just hit hide when I'm not in a trade, and once I get in a trade, I click show. And then it just helps me. I'm combining price action with my EMA visuals to help me have a trade keeper. So I hope that helps you. So if you want to go back, of course, you can always rewind this video. EMA cross, and I changed the inputs. The short EMA, this is how the default is 10 and 20. I change it to 8 and 21. Those are my Fibonacci Math Series numbers. They work for me. I click OK. And then so the actual EMA is painted by the width of these lines. So now I'm going to hide it. I'm going to toggle the eye, turn it off. I'm going to delete this. Hey, no rush. All right. Let's get started. We have data in 1 minute, so be aware of that. This is my focus on the day, these daily inside bars. So we have 2 official daily inside bars for YM, which is the Dow. And then we have this candle that's developing today that's not closed, that's still within that mother range. It is my opinion that this could give us a great trade. This looks like a daily bull flag. I like to trade indices to the downside and individual names to the upside. Y'all know it's really hard with these individual names. You may have conflicting news, like Shop killed earnings yesterday or day before, and I found out that they had an offering. So yeah, great earnings. And this morning, tons of upgrades, but we got this overhang of the offering. Then we have names like Facebook. Facebook killed earnings, and then they sandbagged their future guidance, saying, well, they see challenges in the future. They had 56% year over year revenue growth from ads. Just phenomenal. But they sandbagged future guidance, so then it had soft results. So we have these mixed bag earnings, then we try to trade them to the long side or to the short side, and then we get bamboozled. All right, I don't know what the numbers are yet. We're getting a little spike. Let me see if it's in our handy dandy. Okay, the GDP. Wait. No, that's just predicting what it will be. GDP, we're looking for 8.4%, and jobless claims 380. Okay, we had a minus, so we had an increase in jobless claims. Sometimes bad news is good news because then we see that the government could possibly continue printing. I'm not going to get into macroeconomics. We were expecting a GDP of 8.4. And our actual is 6.5, so a little less, our gross domestic product that we produced. So I see that slightly bearish news as bullish. Let's see how they digest it from a price action perspective. Going back to my story of the day are these daily inside bars. So if I can get an opportunity, let me go back and mark this up. Here, 34764. If we come anywhere near that level, let's say even in the 34,800 range, I may buy DIA calls for next week. So I like this to the upside. This is a potential hourly bull flag and a potential daily bull flag. This is where our clarity is. So yesterday, oh, thanks, Judd. I appreciate that. So with ES, we had the drunk girl walking home from the bar scenario on the 5 minute. What do I mean? And I say girl, it also could be a drunk guy falling in the bushes, but it just looked drunk yesterday. Yes, we had FOMC, but let's look at SPY on the 5 minute yesterday. This is the drunk girl walking home from the bar. Here, pop up, FOMC, pull down, pop up, and then we just finished flat on the day. Why was it so drunk? On the daily, we don't see the inside candle, but SPY is spot pricing, trying to mirror or mimic futures pricing. Futures are way more important than SPY, the spot price. So now let's go back to ES. You see that daily inside bar. We finished yesterday's range within the range of the prior day, and that's why we had the drunk girl walking home from the bar type SPY action. And if you're within TCG, you know I call this bangarang. When we just bangarang in some type of drunk fashion within the prior day's action. There's just no rhyme or reason while the bulls and bears. Have you ever played tug of war? You know, so this is tug of war. And everything's really, really tight and everybody's really fighting hard and somebody lets go and then everybody falls back. That's what's happening. People are just stepping away from the bid. I'm not going to fight in this range because we're still stuck within this range. They let go of the rope and people fall back. That's what happened yesterday multiple times. drunk girl walking home from the bar, i.e. daily inside bar action on ES. So we still have a daily bull flag on potential on ES, on NASDAQ, sure, on YM, yes, RTY, no. But RTY, I'm done picking on RTY. So I backed away Monday, I went short Tuesday, yesterday mixed bag action, today I'm stepping away. This looks like an Adam and Eve reversal pattern, and hopefully once I draw this, you'll never forget it. So the Adam and Eve, pointy, the male organ, and then round, the female organ. When we have this pointy action, V-shaped recovery, and then the bulls turn and burn with that slow, steady bull buying action, this is called an Adam and Eve bullish reversal pattern, and that's what's going on with RTY now. Now, my personal rules, it's below the daily 50 MA. It's hard for me to get bullish on RTY. We could possibly top fish if we would get up as high as 2283. But this is looking a little more bullish, and we got a little more bull volume coming in. We had some nice bull volume yesterday, so I'm backing away from my RTY short idea. So RTY, potential bullish reversal pattern, YM, daily bull flag potential, NASDAQ, daily inside bar still, and inside bar and bull flag potential, ES. Holding that daily 8 EMA in an uptrend. What does this tell me? It tells me don't get too crazy bearish, and we could see a bullish response to Amazon earnings. And it could be everybody's in a holding pattern waiting for Amazon. Amazon is a major player. Apple and Microsoft are larger holdings within QQQ. Amazon for me is the behemoth, and that could be my own bias that I just need to check. All right, it's not really an organ, it's an extremity appendage, I don't know. Okay, so NASDAQ, we are getting super tight on NASDAQ. So I want you to see this hourly on NASDAQ, compare it to QQQ. You see how QQQ 50 MA has been rejecting price? We haven't been able to get a candle close above. Well, NASDAQ, we're above it. So again, futures are the most important. So I'm going to go to the 4 hour and let's draw some fibs. And I also want to show you what's going on from the fib action. By the way, I'm Chart Gal Lori with the Chart Guys community. I introduced myself earlier, and this is the pregame show. We go over the Fab 4 futures, the commodities, crypto, and movers and shakers of the day. We are struggling on the struggle bus right here at the 0.618 retracement on NASDAQ. So we just got our first candle close of, wait, how much time is left in this one? Oh, no. So we still got an hour and 24 minutes. So let's see if they can candle close above this. Let's call it 15,000 even. They can candle close above before this 4 hour candle breaks. So we really have a super tight pattern. On NASDAQ, you see it's playing Commodity right there. Resistance 15024, 15041, 15074. Support 14960, 194450. So YM looking very bullish for me. We have the super tight range with a potential hourly bull flag. We have resistance up at 34985, 35014, support 34774 and 34764. I've reminded myself today that if you've been part of the pregame show for the last, how many months have we been doing it? 4 or 5 months? We've been doing this. My IWM calls have been my absolute biggest winners. I know that from my account balance, and it shows my P&L, and when I rank it, I'm doing better on IWM than any other name, and then Amazon second. IWM has been my best and most consistent trade setup where I got a good feel of the chart. And yes, there is some subjectivity to trading where you get a feel for a chart. So I know that is my strength, and I'm going to stick with that. And it tells me on RTY, back off. Just back off. This is an Adam and Eve bullish reversal pattern. Back off. But I feel this same type of connection with YM to the point where I'm going to show you my notes today. If you want to know my personal Queen of the Mountain trades, here's what I'm looking at. I always remind myself, look at 5-minute volume. Look at the market internals, watch that 5-minute inside bar range. But here is what my focus is for the day. DIA, daily inside bars, AMC, this is from Dan. He pointed it out. I did not notice it has a nice tight range. Peloton hourly range and IRBT had some bad earnings news. And usually when they fall apart, it's a Walmart fall apart and they really fall apart. So I'm watching that one, but it's definitely not in my top 3. It's number 4. And then GC looks strong. Great move off the bottom yesterday. Nice bull move. So that is my focus for the day. If you want to screenshot that, you can, I'll put it back here if you want to screenshot it. That's what I'm watching. My absolute focus. Doesn't mean it's the best trades of the day. It suits my style and it's nice, clear things that I can help y'all with what you're planning. All right, NASDAQ, did we give resistances? 15019, 15024, I think we did. Dow, 34973, 34985. Now, we just broke this bearishly by $4, and look at them buying that up. What is that indicative of? So with YM, we have a potential daily bull flag, hourly bull flag, and we're breaking resistance, and the bulls are buying the dip with a lower wick of buying the dip. When we have these bear break fake outs, I like to speak a little bit more slowly when I talk about these bull flags because it's confusing. Bull flag, typical action is you get this little higher low, lower high, bear break fake out, and then they turn and burn and buy it. It absolutely could be what's happening with YM now. Everything for me is pointing up. And some major components within Dow are banks. Let's look at the banks. This is a beautiful daily chart. I don't like trading banks, but we are above the daily 50 MA and we have a squeeze. GS, we are above the daily 50 MA and we have a squeeze. One of these things is not like the other one. Bank of America, super weak. Definitely super, super weak. But we have some bank names that look great, which have me looking still bullish on YM. RTY, your resistance on this pop. Let me clear out my 2244. Support 2235. GC, beautiful move. I told you I was getting my hairs colored yesterday. I was sitting in the hairstylist chair, and my hairstylist, actually, her family runs a depository for gold and silver, and she was asking me about it. Very cool, by the way. That's a neat occupation. And it actually hit right here when I was underneath the dryer. And I told her we're looking down from FOMC, but typically that first reaction is a fake reaction, and we have this Darvis box. Well, that was terrible drawing. We have a Darvis box of action here where price is basing on gold. I'm like, it could pop. And boy, did it pop. Amazing. So if we could pull back to the 4-hour EMAs, y'all saw on my notes, I said around 18.15. That's around the 8 EMA on the 4-hour. I like to buy a dip on gold and swing it. And I would swing that via GLD calls or micro GC futures. Oil, still don't like it. Yeah, it got over the 4-hour 200 MA, but this still has rising wedge action. I got stopped out of a short attempt overnight when it broke 72.60. Still don't like oil. We have hourly inside bars, resistance 72.87. Let's call that $73 and support 72.50. So on any bounce up, I would be looking to take a new short compared to like 73.35. I'd give it a little wiggle room. And we do have nat gas. Let's look at nat gas. I have 9 minutes until the DENS will be live in the TCG room. Nat gas, we are below the 4-hour EMAs. They have inventory today, resistance 4025. And support, we just popped downward, 3927, 3837. What does inventory mean? For nat gas, it means why go put yourself in a trade where you don't fundamentally study all the nat gas stuff? If you don't study it every single day, why put yourself in harm's way? Bitcoin, we had an hourly inside bar, break bear, support 39229, 38803. Resistance is up at 40644, 40691. We're squeezing here. Let's see if the bulls are running out of juice. We have a daily inside bar so far. This candle's not closed. What's the daily RSI? Our daily RSI did get overbought, and of course, we're not in all-time high territory. So we just may be in consolidation for a bit. Ethereum, resistance 2328, 2329, 2347, support 2272, 2267. Looks healthy, but I don't know that I could be taking a long down here. But the 4-hour, nice and sideways, and we're just holding these EMAs. AMC, here are the levels. AMC is getting super tight. Looks like I've got another new level from pre-market. getting super tight. Resistance 39.28, 39.56, support 38.35 and 38.30. Getting nice tight on the daily. We just see this range. Come on, clear out. So we've got this nice daily EQ where we have a higher low attempting to be set. The clear resistance in this daily EQ is 40.85 and the clear support's 34.69. So we could tighten up another day within this daily EQ. DD had news this morning that the news came out that they were looking to go private, and then DD themselves, their marketing department, came out and said, no, we're not. The volume is incredible on this name. Forget the news. Just absolutely just let it go through one ear and out the other. Trade price action on this name. Lots of volume. I'm expecting lots of volatility. Resistance 1065, 1210, 1248, support 1019 and 991. I don't want to get involved with this. So overall, we've been watching the Hang Seng. I've been talking about it since Monday. But the China government backed off last night and they said, hey, that online education, what happened with TAL and EDU and GoTo or whatever the other one was, that was just a one-off thing. We're not, that was very specifically focused. We're not going to go after any other stocks, whatever it may be. So we have gotten some nice dead cat bounces off of these China names, and now they enter purgatory for me. Baba, beautiful bounce. So we got that low, we bounced. Now we're coming up into the daily 8 EMA. We're still looking for a daily low or high on any bounce. So the only trade for me up here is a short. But I'm in no hurry to get in front of these dead cats. So I back away. Facebook absolutely slaughtered earnings, and then they sandbagged the guidance. So your short-term resistance, 362.85, 363.50. Support, they had lots of, that was an errant one. Lots of upgrades this morning based on those great earnings. Support, 358.30, 358.17, and 357.85. If we were to get a good bounce going, we could just stay within that range. I have no idea what's going to happen. I just know we got a big range of price discovery where the bulls and bears have been duking it out. As long as they stay within this range for the rest of the day, we could get chopped up. So I have no desire to play this chart, even though it had some decent upgrades. IRBT with some bad news. They decreased guidance because of the chip shortage. Okay, make sure. Thank you for sharing All Natural. I appreciate you sharing Dan's comments on AMC. Resistance 79.89. Then $83. Support 78.20 and 77.70. IRBT is pretty beat up. The daily 8 EMA is still above. They had earnings and they can't get themselves out of the hole. I remember when this happened. Man, they have had some violent, just absolutely, what was it, 2017 or 18? 2018 they had this one, or 19. They've had some violent reactions to earnings. It can be pretty painful. So I'm looking bearish IRBT. Now has a nice hourly squeeze. This has just been storing energy. They had an initial down reaction on earnings and then overall positive. They had some nice upgrades this morning. I'd love to get into something powerful with now. 5-minute volume will tell me, could this be a sustained move? And then I'll watch this opening range. What happens in the first 5 to 15 minutes? Then can we come out of that range? If we melt down out of that initial 15-minute range and we melt down, then this trade setup's not for me. You could possibly take it bearish, but that's not the direction I'm looking. I'm looking for it to open up, get some bull volume momentum, buy a call, and then step up and out of this 5 to 15-minute range. So that opening range is key for me and how it behaves, plus the volume. Let me do that again. Plus the volume. So how it opens with the opening range plus volume could possibly tell me if I want to position myself long or back away from the trade setup. Peloton's my favorite setup for the day. This is super tight. We have a squeeze. I like the daily chart. We have a squeeze. So I really like that we are above the daily 8 EMAs. On the hourly, resistance 12263, support 12043, and then 12036. So even down to 120, I'd be interested in buying along. I know that's probably a little bit too much leeway, but I want to see how we open up with the markets. If the markets are doing well, and we get a little dip in Peloton to around 120.50, praise hallelujah, and I'll position myself. We're too close to Friday now, so usually on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I will roll out to the next week. So I'd be looking at the strikes for next Friday, August 6th. I'd probably look at the 120 calls to play a day trade long in Peloton, bottom fishing the bottom of this hourly EQ. And if all that I just said is foreign, you probably need to join the chart, guys, and we can give you a little more clarity on that. Roblox. This is a tough trade setup. This is tough for me. I don't normally trade these setups, but I really like the action of this falling wedge. What's a falling wedge? It's like when you bounce a ball on the floor and it bounces, then it dribbles, and then it finally stops that little bounce, and then that's when the Bears and Bulls are done duking it out and the Bulls step in. So I like this to the upside. Problem is we're up here against the hourly 200 MA. I would love to buy a dip and for calls next week and possibly swing it. So right now we're below daily EMAs, and that's why I say it's not typically something that I'm going to trade, but I'm going to be watching Roblox, and this may be something that I carry over into next week. I'm not super in a hurry to buy this. It's just on watch. I want to make sure that I don't miss a move to the upside. Uber, tons of volume, tons of bad news. 4-hour RSI approaching oversold. On any bounce, you may want to look to short this name. Lots and lots of volume. It's not my ideal trade setup because it's already beat down. It's like going to kick somebody that's already on the ground. They're already beat up. They got black eyes. They're just beat up, tore up from the floor up, and you go over and kick them while they're down. It doesn't help any. It's just like, why? And that's how I view trades like this. If it has a pop and then some bad news comes out and then I can catch the ride down, here's another analogy. It's like stepping on a roller coaster and you're ready to take that big swoop downward and it's already at sea level. Like, why? That's not a roller coaster. That's a train. QQQ hourly 50 MA has been suppressing price. Over 366, it looks a little bit better. Over 366.64, it looks a lot better. So QQQ has got to get over a candle close above the QQQ hourly 50 MA, but I have told you that NQ futures are more important, and they have closed above the 50 MA. But QQQ could be just in purgatory waiting for Amazon earnings after hours. And if you want to trade Amazon earnings, be careful, first of all. But watch XLY. XLY options are a lot cheaper, and Amazon, please verify this. I haven't verified this in a couple weeks, but XLY, the number one holding in XLY is Amazon. So XLY, if you have other XLY holdings like Home Depot, Lowe's, they could be very much impacted by Amazon earnings. So the first thing we think about is, Apple could get impacted, or Microsoft, or you know who could be impacted the most? Home Depot, Lowe's, Shop already got earnings out of the way. They have a little bit of a black cloud overhang with offerings, but Amazon poor earnings could definitely negatively impact Shop. So watch your correlations and XLY. If you really want to go long Amazon earnings, maybe looking at XLY calls, lotto size would be the trade spy. Okay, Teha. I don't watch the option price at all. This is the chart that's up, okay? So I'm just going to use this chart. If I go long, let's say around 437.75, I go long SPY via calls, and I buy the 437Cs. Whoa, that was bad writing. Then here is my stop. Putting your stop on as it relates to options is just impossible. It's not impossible. You could put a 50% stop loss. So you have two options. Either put a 50% stop loss on your premium. So if you pay $10, your stop loss is $5, or which is a whole lot better, is set it based on the underlying. So if you're going long SPY down here on that FOMC reaction, your stop would be around, let's say 437.20. You make the stop based on the underlying. How do I do this midday? Well, it's complicated to create those orders, and I told my class this weekend that I really want to up my game in toss and how I do my conditional orders, but this is how I do it. Now, let me know when SPY crosses 437.30. I put an alert there, and then because I'm at the computer 99% of the time, let me know when it's getting close to there, and then I will evaluate my option and decide whether I want to sell it or not. So that's how my stop loss on options typically are always based on the underlying, and I typically set an alert, especially if I step away from the computer at all, just to let me know, hey, and I'll get a text. SPY is approaching this key level. You may want to exit your shorts, and you can, in the alert, you can put notes. SPY crossing may your 437 Cs. You see that? You can put in your notes, and then when I get an alert, it tells me, why did I even set that alert? Oh, this is what I'm watching. So that's how you can do it. Always based on the underlying is much safer. And that is a John Madden illustrator. Yes, I know the price of the option before entering. Yeah, exactly, Teha. Don't even care about the options premium. Don't care. No problem. Okay. Well, that's it for me. Let's check in with ES, see what we're doing over here, what's brewing, what's crack-a-lackin'. We have support, 4399, 439650. We are in a 15-minute squeeze on ES. I'm looking long today. My overall thought process is long. DIA, I'm really watching that tightening range. That's it for me. Thank you for joining me. Hey, it's Friday tomorrow. Bring a friend and let's do some lottos. All right, TCGers, I'll see you in the room. Let's go listen to Dens.